So this folds forward, the production model, the legs come out from under here, you lay the bed down, and it will kind of look like this right here.
You're telling me I have panoramic views in bed?
Panoramic views in bed, yeah.
What is up, everybody? I'm doing an awesome tour with Chris, actually one of the executives. Can I say executives?
No, I'm manager of customer success.
Manager of customer success. I didn't know. Lightship. Lightship is the rig that's behind me right now. I have been waiting and dying to do a tour of one of these. I don't want to call it self-propelled.
Yeah,
is it self-propelled?
Kind of a self-propelled travel trailer.
Self-propelled travel trailer.
Yeah.
Fully EV.
Fully EV.
Oh my! It might be the new age of trailers. I don't know. Let's find out. Hey Chris, what's up, bud?
Not much. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Hey, we are at Tiny Fest right now.
We are at Tiny Fest.
So thank you for allowing me to do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, tell me about Lightship, who you are, what you do.
Yeah, so we're the world's first fully electric travel trailer. So what that means is everything inside this trailer runs off of solar power. So you have 77 kilowatt hours of battery, which is an insane amount of battery.
I want to say that's the highest out of this market, your market.
I think we're the biggest right now in the market. Yeah,
that's insane, by the way.
Absolutely. We have 1,800 watts of solar on the roof, which is also the largest in this current RV market. We have a self-propulsion motor on the rear axle of the trailer. So what that means is it kind of works like an e-bike. As you're driving the trailer down the road at 15 miles an hour, that motor kicks in, takes all the drag off your tow vehicle. So you're extending your fuel range or your battery range if you're towing with an electric truck.
So yeah, non-electric, fuel range, EV, it helps that take the pressure off.
Yeah, if you want to tow it with like a fuel vehicle, it's going to extend that fuel mileage. If you're towing it with an EV, you can get your full range on your, whether it be a Cybertruck, an R1T, or a Silverado EV, whatever it may be.
So you brought those rigs up, and the weight of this, because of a 73 kilowatt hour, for people to also know what 73 kilowatt hours is, the standard Tesla is about 100, right?
Yeah.
And the R1Ts, I think, are 137.
Yeah.
So your battery is massive.
Massive.
So the weight of this,
yeah.
You want something, what do they call them, half tons?
Yeah, about a half-ton truck,
okay.
Yeah. So it's about 7,100 pounds dry, and then the GVWR on this, so fully loaded, it can go up to like 8,400 pounds.
Before we step inside, because I love your design.
Thank you.
This is bi-directional charging, I think.
Bi-directional charging,
Can you show me that?
Absolutely, yeah, come this way. So first of all, we went with an NACS charger. So rather than your typical RV plug-in, we went with NACS. So we will have the capability of doing DC fast charging, but you can currently hook it up to any level 2 charger right now. And then you also have this 240 volt outlet here, which allows power out. So you can charge your Cybertruck, you can charge your Rivian R1T, or you can even run power to your house if you have that capability. So if you have a power outage, whether it be here in California or in Miami where there's crazy hurricanes, you can actually get power to your house for up to 7 days based off of the battery power.
And it's 240, is that a level 2?
Yeah.
So you have a level 2 charging out.
Yes.
On this.
Yes.
And you can charge, if I pull into a Tesla station or a Electrify America,
yeah.
I can also charge this?
Yeah, you'll have the capability of doing level 3 DC fast charging onto this trailer. So DC fast charging in this is roughly around like 48 minutes. But if you're doing a level 2 charging, it takes like 8 to 10 hours at like a campsite.
Okay.
So if you're gonna stay somewhere overnight, you're able to plug in when you get there, and the next morning you're able to get back on the road, use that Trek Drive motor, and get you about 300 miles before you running out of battery again.
And just to reiterate, how much solar?
1,800 watts of solar.
It's a trickle charge.
Yeah.
But you can gain,
gain
about 20 miles a day?
Yeah, probably right around there. Depending on the sun, where it's located, if it's cloudy out, all that stuff. There's a lot of how dirty the panels are. You want to make sure you're keeping those clean, because even dusty, dirty solar panels, they don't gain as much.
We're gonna go inside in a second, but I could see your windows, and those are so nice.
Yeah.
Is there anything else under this?
Under here is just like your AC, your hitch jack, so you have an automatic hitch jack. We'll also have auto leveling on the production models, which we are in production right now. We're actively building.
You've delivered a bunch.
Delivering. We're getting ready to expand our factory, about 44,000 square feet in Denver, Colorado. We're fully American manufactured, which is amazing.
You were actually saying, I think you said something like 80% of your goods are coming from the U.S.?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's huge for us as a
Yeah.
company.
Obviously, you can't get the lithium batteries here yet, but
Yeah.
but everything else is pretty much here.
Yeah,
That's insane.
So yeah,
Good for you.
thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Well, I know it's not you, but you're CEO.
I have nothing to do with it.
Before we step aside, we have
Yeah.
people going in and
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
This lowers.
This lowers, yeah, that's a huge feature as well. So this whole upper canopy lowers down, which allows the unit to be extremely aerodynamic. In fact, I was doing testing driving this unit here from Denver, Colorado to Austin, Texas, and I wanted to kind of see, based off the aerodynamics, how much range I was gonna get, just alone, like gain, I guess I should say, gain from the aerodynamics. So I turned off the Trek Drive motor, and by aerodynamics alone, I was able to gain about 60 miles of range on the Rivian R1T. And then with the Rivian R1T, with the Trek Drive, you're getting about 300 miles. Without it, you get about 160 plus miles.
Now, your company, Lightship, actually owns an R1T, so
We
you guys
own
do
an
a lot of
R1T.
testing with that.
Do a lot of testing with the R1T. Yeah, we've also done quite a bit of testing with Cybertrucks as well as the F-150 Lightning, but most of our testing is done with our company R1T. We just kind of happen to love Rivian. They're good.
I was going to
friends
say,
of
off
ours.
topic, what do you prefer, the R1T or the Cyber?
R1T.
Okay, yeah. I'm a big Rivian fan myself.
Yeah.
You actually have storage out here too.
Yeah, we got a pass-through storage, so it is kind of full of a lot of our gear right now. But
Well, it's
this
your show
storage-
stuff. It's all your show
it's all
stuff.
our show stuff.
Yeah.
So this pass-through storage does go through all the way to the other side. We have a few clients that actually have those like foldable bikes that you can kind of fold up and they fit right into
No
that
way.
space. You can get about 2 of those in there. So
This does not have the driving self mode.
does not have driving
why is
self
that?
mode. Has 2 axles.
Okay.
So it would kind of torque the rear axle to have that on here.
The beautiful thing about rear 2 axles is weight.
Weight, yeah.
You have a lot of weight here.
A lot of weight, yeah. You can
A single
you-
axle can not be good.
Absolutely, and also it's great for if you're driving down the road and you blow out a tire on your driver's side, you still have 3 tires keeping you stable. Whereas like a 2-axle trailer, if you blow a tire on one side, you can kind of get a little bit of a wobble there and freak you out a little bit. So
Do you have a spare?
we do have a spare.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there anything in the back? Because there's a lot of people inside. Is there anything in the back you can show us before we go in? Not really, huh?
Not much on the back, no.
You
it's
do
pretty
have
much-
a 120 volt that's on you. This again is a production model, but
Yeah, this is a pre-production model.
Pre-production, excuse me.
So we have a gear rail out here. We'll eventually have connections for a table and fingers crossed an outdoor kitchen one day. And then the production model, we moved this 120 volt outlet from here over to here. So we still do have an exterior outlet. There is also 2 120 volt outlets over by the charging port. So you got a lot of options for plugging stuff in outside.
And you did mention you've driven it many times. You've
Driven it-
camped in it many times.
Yeah.
There's a stabilizer.
Yep,
As
so-
well as the jacks as well.
Yeah, so the production models have a 3-level auto leveling, 3-point auto leveling system. So the front hitch jack as well as 2 rear electric jacks, and then the front will have 2 stabilizers that come down. So by the push of a button, the entire unit, you roll up it to your campsite, and then you push a button, the thing auto levels itself. You raise it up. It takes about 2 minutes to raise up.
That was my
and
next
then
question.
You're able to get inside
2
and
minutes
just
isn't
kind of
bad.
hang out. Yeah.
120 seconds. Come on.
Absolutely. I mean, I went camping in this 4th of July last year, and I didn't arrive because it got stuck in traffic. It was going to Gunnison, Colorado, down in the mountains, and I got stuck in crazy traffic. I didn't get to my campsite until like a little after midnight, and I was able to like get there, unhook, and be in bed within 10 minutes, which
Wow.
was just absolutely amazing.
I had an R1T. I actually pulled a teardrop with my R1T.
Okay, yeah.
And my range dropped from 300 down to about 150
Yeah.
almost immediately.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is going to be right around that too, but you have the self-propelled. What do you think you're getting on it? Because again, it will range up and down.
Yeah,
and
we have done 300 miles of nonstop driving with our company R1T.
you have really?
So we have done 300 miles of nonstop
now your
driving.
company is a higher range.
Yes.
I think it's
our,
like a 360.
R1T is the max battery pack, so the max range that you can get.
But still 300.
But still 300. I think it was actually like 302 miles of range.
That's insane.
There's a whole YouTube video on it. So if you check out our YouTube channel, just Lightship
I was going to
RV.
plug you, so
Yep, yep.
Lightship has their own YouTube.
Yeah, Lightship RV, and there's great videos on there, and you can watch that 300 miles of range video as well.
Awesome.
So
shall we step? I mean, there's still some people. That's okay. I mean,
yeah, let's get you inside.
I mean, I want to see the design of this thing.
All right.
You know what it reminds me of? Have you ever seen that movie? Oh, there's like the spaceship movie. There's like an older like 1980s spaceship movie. I don't remember, but
It is very spaceshipy. It's very spacious inside.
what's the Lightship name? What's the meaning of that? You know?
Yeah, I do. So our co-founder, Ben Parker, is from Nantucket.
I'm a Bostonian.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, nice. So yeah, he's from Nantucket, and there's Lightships. So they were to guide ships into the harbor.
Okay.
And that's kind of where the name came from.
Guys, they are so nice. By the way, they're holding people out for us. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Welcome. I'm going to take my sunglasses off here, be a little more
So
personable.
professional. Look at you.
I guess to the Lightship.
Thank you. We're going to start actually in the rear, I guess, and work our way forward.
Come on back here.
Wow.
All
First of all, the aesthetics in here.
Aesthetics are amazing. The space is amazing. I'm 6'3", so I obviously love having I've worked in the trailer industry for years now, so having a trailer that I can walk inside of and not feel crammed and like I have to bend over is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a huge selling point for me is the shower. Again, 6'3", I'm standing under the shower head. There's still room above my head.
What we didn't talk about outside is tanks.
Tanks, yeah, so you got 50 gallons of fresh water, you got 30 gallons of black and 35 gallons of gray.
Because we're at a Tiny Fest, there's a lot of like custom builders. I asked you a question, and this is something that has been asked a lot of here.
Yeah, we've been asked a lot about compost toilets. Is it an official spec that you can build out? Not specifically on our website, but I think if the demand was high enough, we would definitely.
So comment below or email them, everybody.
Yeah, if you guys want a compost toilet, let us know, and we'll try and add it in.
Personally, I would do a dry flush, but yes, that style.
Yeah.
Versus a black tank, which is fine. Everybody has their flavors of ice cream.
Yep, absolutely.
But you have that 30, 30, 50.
Yep. So 30, 35, 50.
Okay, 35 is the gray.
35 is the gray.
Which is plenty enough. Plenty.
Yeah,
and then you have like a dump, obviously, or like
an auto dump station's outside. It's very standard RV dump station. Same hookups, everything. There's a black water tank flush in there as well, so you can flush out your black tank once you empty it out. So.
The beautiful also thing is, yes, you have HVAC here.
Yes.
But we have all these windows open, and we're in Southern California. It's probably 80 degrees.
And it is nice and cool.
It's beautiful in here.
The cross breeze is amazing. That's one of my favorite things. I camped in this for a few days in Malibu Beach RV Resort and up in Malibu, and just having these windows open right on the cliffside. You didn't have to run the AC once. Again, it was like, yeah, I know, poor me. I know. My job. Kitchen, great. 13 feet of counter space all around. Great prep space here. You have induction stovetop. You have a convection microwave oven. You have a dishwasher, which is huge. This is a Fisher Paykel 6-setting dishwasher.
Do you know how many gallons that uses?
Uses about 1 gallon to 1.5 gallons of water.
Not that much at all.
Not much at all. The average person uses about 3 gallons of water washing dishes by hand, so it's very efficient.
Good
very
point.
Efficient. Yeah.
That's a really good point.
You got a 7 cubic foot isotherm fridge and freezer space here.
As a custom van page, I guess you could call. We really appreciate you using an isotherm fridge.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's a great fridge. I camped, like I was mentioning earlier, I camped 4th of July weekend this past year. And I camped with a whole bunch of my friends. They were out in their tents. I was in the palace, as they called it, and we all kept our food in the fridge and freezer. And
so you were glamping.
I was glamping. They were in tents. They literally called this the palace. So, but they were able to shower, so they loved me.
Your draw fronts are all kind of open air, or
so this
is there a reason for that?
Yeah, it's kind of honestly weight. Takes some weight away. And then also just a design. Every unit has, or every owner has the option of purchasing these bags here. So these are packing cubes. So you can buy them in sets of 4. And those bags will fit perfectly in these 4 cabinets here. And they're great for taking them into your house, packing up your house, and then bringing it out here. In fact, I had customers I just delivered to about 2 weeks ago, and they went camping for their first time this past week, and they emailed me, and they were like, the packing cubes made our lives so much easier. And
it's
I was like,
so nice.
I was like, great, I love to hear that.
It is so, it's a game changer when you can go in and out of your house.
Absolutely. We'll also have 4 cabinets that will be able to fit on either side, so you'll be able to purchase 4 cabinets that will go up here. They'll kind of be perforated like this as well.
So they're going to be hard shelled.
They'll be hard shelled, but they'll still allow some light to come in, and they'll fit directly up in these T-tracks here.
Can we put those in and still put the top down?
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. So when you drop the top down, the bottom of the cabinet will sit like right about here. That'll drop down to like right about like a couple inches off the top of the cabinet.
Perfect. I'm going to switch sides with you. We can talk about this.
Go for it.
Massive.
So yeah, great seating area. We were at CES in Las Vegas a year ago, And we had 13 of our employees sitting in here after the show, kind of just debriefing. And we kind of had this realization. We're like, wow, there's a lot of people in here compared to like most travel trailers. You would never be able to get that many people inside comfortably and just like have a debrief and hang out. So that's a huge, benefit of this trailer is there's lots of space for all of your friends at every campsite you go to that will want to come in and see your trailer. You're not going to feel crowded. This is a sleeping area here, so this drops down, turns into about a twin bed, and then this bed here will turn into about a queen size. So this folds forward. The production model, the legs come out from under here. You lay the bed down, and it will kind of look like this right here when it's all set up and ready to go.
So you're telling me I have panoramic views in bed?
Panoramic views in bed, yeah. And then we also have a third bed option now. So we have a bed that will come out of the ceiling here. So that'll be a twin bed, and that will hold up to about 300 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So, 1 or 2 kids that can fit up there.
Yeah,
kids, pets. We had a lady who bought it for her cats. So,
hey,
yeah, I mean,
there's nothing wrong with it.
What you got to do.
Yeah.
So, the floor is woven vinyl, so it's very durable, really easy to clean. It is pretty dirty right now.
It is, but
a lot of people walking in and out, so
it's okay.
But super easy to clean and wipe down.
Hey man, I like to be real on my channel.
Yeah,
this is all we're
being
showing.
real here.
We're showing
Absolutely.
what it's going to look like. Is there anything underneath that bed, or is it just that?
No, underneath the bed is outside that storage compartment that we talked about. Go pass through. And then you obviously have storage under here as well. So you got storage going under the bed. This lifts up here if you want to roll a bike inside the unit here. This This bench seat. You can just roll a bike right in here and then secure it.
Is there storage underneath these, you said?
Under here is your hot water heater, and then there is some storage under here. This is for the cushions that go over. This is for the cushions that go over the table.
People are going to give you crap because it's a water heater, not a hot water heater.
Yeah, it's an electric hot water heater. It's a tanked system.
It is a tank system.
It is a tank system.
And then do you have a heater on board? Or is
we
that
do.
part of the air conditioning?
So
unit?
so our AC and heat it's a heat pump style system, similar to an automotive style system, and that all comes out from here. So when the AC is blasting, it runs all the way around this bench seat here, and it cools the entire unit down. I mean, have
any of you guys taken it to like the Arizona heat?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I was in outside of Vegas last summer. It was 110 degrees,
and it was nice in here.
It was cool in here. Yeah,
it was cool.
Did it take a minute to cool off? Yeah, it did, but it got cool in here. Yeah.
I guess are the windows, because as we know, windows are like magnifying glasses and they radiate.
Yeah, the windows all have tinting on them, like UV tinting on them.
Okay.
So to kind of kill as much of the heat as they possibly can from coming inside.
So yeah, I guess the other test would be East Coast humidity.
Yes.
Have we done that?
We have one in Miami, Florida right now.
Oh, you do?
So, yeah, we have one. We'll have another one in North Florida here in a few months. But yeah, we have one that's in Miami right now, and it's holding up pretty well.
I love to hear it. All right, well, I don't want to keep the people waiting any longer. Give me your information one more time. Lightship and Chris, obviously.
So we're lightshiprv.com. You can check us out there. My name is Chris. I'm the manager of customer success. Hope to see you guys as a
I hope
buyer.
to take one of these out soon.
We hope to get you inside one.
I want to take one of them out. I want to test it out.
Yeah.
And I don't have my Rivian anymore, so I'm going to have to steal yours.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Lightship.
No
Appreciate
problem,
you guys.
Man. Yep.